Say what? Okay. Bull City.
Let's go, Kane.
So once a week, I used to tutor a third grader from Puebla, Mexico named Daniel. His father, Roberto, we call him Beto, is a short, chubby little man I used to work with in a restaurant kitchen who's got a smile like a kid who just set a thumbtack on the teacher's seat. My nephew Tyler is also in third grade, but he doesn't need a tutor. In fact, he just recently won the school-wide spelling bee for his age. You see, Tyler could probably spell resilience, but Daniel could describe it. They both have one thing in common. They're absolutely obsessed with animated superheroes. My nephew worships Spider-Man and the Hulk. I guess he dreams of one day climbing walls and showing off his giant green biceps. But Daniel, his hero isn't ripped, has no real superpowers, never steps into a phone booth to secretly slip into costume and goes by an ordinary man. It's a me, Mario!
Let's go, Coach!
Super Mario to be exact, but there isn't much super about him. I mean, he's a plumber in overalls who picks flowers to give him the temporary ability to throw fireballs and conquers every dangerous level by jumping off a brick wall and sliding down a flagpole. He's plastered all over Daniel's walls in various goofy poses, and I could never understand why any kid would pick Mario to be his favorite superhero over the muscle-popping, web-swinging, slick costume-wearing Peter Parker. But then I realized that maybe for Daniel, that pudgy little plumber with no muscles and an accent as thick as his mother's tamales reminds him of his father. Working class, man, never wielded a plunger, but knows what it's like to handle like knows what it's like to climb the wall and reach for a flag they told him could never be his in the first place. Like fireballs when he calls Sonora to come work in the U.S. back when paradise was just a pair of dice, like an ivory box with dreams placed before a fire, a Minutemen, and his border patrol. He has no superpower. No documents either, and a third-rate education to teach his son's future. It's a montage of snapshots unseen, like a roll of film picked from the pant pocket of divinity by a fallen angel and left to rot in some shadowy corner of heaven he thought God would never look, but I remind him that even the brightest and most brilliant of photographs have to develop in the dark. Born on the doorstep of midnight these days, they got a dozen deadbolts on the dawn. Once, I arrived early to our tutoring session, and Daniel was still playing Super Mario. When his mother told him it was homework time, he whined and said he wanted to keep playing. Like a smirk bullet trained across my cheeks, but her response derailed my smile. In its track, she told him, "Mijo, tienes que estudiar, para que no seas como tu papá, haciendo el trabajo que los demás no quieren hacer. My son, you have to study, so you don't end up like your father, doing the work that no one else wants to." And I wanted to tell him no. Tell her your mother is a brick house guerrera, a woman that loves you enough to slit her own dignity's throat, and I know what she's trying to teach you, boy, but nah, you be just like your father. Learn to pick those locks like you taught you. Let no Uncle Sandman tell you you can dream. You rub those little brains of Sonora out your eyes and replace them with little bits of revelation. And if a classmate or a store clerk or a coward with a badge made of false courage ever calls you illegal, remind me that a few decades back, the gun used to be the border that kept black folk off the sidewalk.
Let's go.
Mexican flag tied around your shoulders in the same knot your father taught you to lace your shoes with before you walk through a quicksand of flames and smell like Ellis Island burn. Fuck with gold in the skies. Tell them your true identity in the middle of the street, unashamed. Read bilingual fire when you're over here to oversee your secrets in English and spit them back in the field hands in your mother's tongue and your father's heart. And just know that one day you may find a brick house guerrera of a woman who will hold you as tightly as her courage. And maybe she will teach you to hold your son the same way. Will have his grandfather's smile and his mother's eyes. And if you ever doubts the fireballs in his palms, she will tell you, un día, mijo, vas a ser exactamente igual que tu papá. One day, my son, you're going to be just like your dad.